Hey everybody, Justin Kale here with Mossback Kennels. Today I have Pearl out. Pearl is a client dog that we're doing, and I wanted to talk today about collar conditioning and using an e-collar and why they're beneficial in the process that we go through with these dogs. So Pearl has been wearing an e-collar for quite a while, about a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. But anyways, it's been on and off and on and off her. And the reason we put an e-collar on them first and we don't do anything with it, we just put like a dummy collar, a collar that doesn't work or something that's not on. We get the dog used to wearing it, so that way the dog doesn't get smart to when the collar's on, they have to listen, right? Because we all know that dogs are super smart. Pearl's no exception. So what we've done with Pearl thus far is some obedience. So we use this leash to give short jerks like this to correct Pearl when she's doing wrong. The collar is basically an extension of the leash. It's the same amount of pressure, probably less. I would say guaranteed it's less pressure than pulling hard on a leash. So to collar condition a dog, we don't just put a collar on a dog and start nicking them with the pressure automatically and expect them to understand. If you do that, you're gonna mess the dog up. So we like to go slow. Like I said, we put the collar on. And what this is gonna look like now is, we have the collar on, it's a low setting. I'm on a low setting. This collar here operates 1 through 7. So what I'm gonna do when I start walking Pearl here is when I jerk on the leash, I'm simultaneously gonna hit the button on the e-collar, and that's gonna give her a little stimulation around her neck. Heel. So when I say heel and I jerk this leash, heel. I'm jerking the leash and I'm pulling the collar. I'm jerking the leash and I'm hitting the collar at the same time with the button. Heel, 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 heel. So you can see Pearl's tail is still wagging. This has not phased her at all. So I'm gonna turn it up to a 2. I'm gonna see where her pressure threshold is at. And I don't wanna hurt her and I don't wanna go over the top, but I do wanna know where it's at. So we have the collar on relatively tight. You can get about 1 finger underneath there, and that's about it. So we're gonna keep working Pearl, okay? When we have a dog at heel like this and we've done her leash work already, when her nose hits the ground, it's a tug of a leash. Now it's gonna be a tug of a leash and a button. So we're correlating that tug of the leash with the button. And basically, the button is a long leash. So after we do the button enough, she'll think, oh, if I get out front or my nose hits the ground and she feels this, then we'll take the leash away. And that's how we get our dogs off leash obedience. Heel. You see her tail still wagging. So I'm on a number 2. When I say button, that's when I've hit the button and I've jerked the leash. Button. Good girl, good job. Button to get going. So basically every time I jerk the leash, button, she got a button for going out and getting way too out front. There, she's about where we need to be. And I didn't hit the button there, I wasn't quick enough. Her nose hit the ground. I'm gonna hit it right when we stop. Sit. Just a short little jerk and a nick of the button. So collar conditioning a dog is basically a continuation of a leash, right? And it's way less, how do I want to say that? It's way less intrusive than pulling on a leash all the time. So we like to collar condition all of our dogs. Basically, if your dog's across the yard and you tell them to come, you can basically hit the button and say, come, come, and it's basically having a 300-yard leash saying, come, come, a jerk. So what we'll do with Pearl is we'll continue to collar condition her. Then again, so we're not just putting this on her and zapping her. That would be cruel, and that's not what we're gonna do. We want her to understand what it means and be okay with it. And like I said, it's a lot less of an impact on her than this leash. Heel, button, heel, heel, good girl. And you can see her tail still wagging and me giving her some fingers here at my side to get her, to coax her up to me to make sure she's happy. I'm gonna give her a button, button, and I can tell she can feel it just because I work dogs a lot, right? I can tell she can feel it because she's just got a little hop in her step there when I nick the button. And I can tell that she's kind of slowing down. It is hot out today, so I'll give her that sit. Good job. Good girl. Good. Heel. I'm going to turn that. Did you see her shake her head right there? That was an indication that she felt it. If she feels it, she's not being over the top. She's not being rude, anything like that. So I turn this back down to a 1. Heel. 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 Sit. Good girl. She got a button there a couple times for looking at the car that was driving by. And some people might be like, what's the big deal? She was just looking at a car. I understand that. But this little dog loves distractions. So if we can just give her a button, sit, for looking at something she's not to. See this little dog looking up at me, licking her lips? She's saying, hey boss, what's next? This is where we want your dog. This is a perfect example. This little dog is great. She's gonna do great for her family. And she just needs some boundaries. When your dog's in, just look at the way she's like, good girl, Pearl. Good girl, sweetie. When your dog looks like that, when your dog looks at you like that, that's the best thing ever. And she doesn't need distractions. She needs to pay attention to what we're doing. Heel. Heel. So there we drop the leash. Sit. Hit the button when I said sit. When I say H-E-E-L, we're going to take off. I'm going to hit the button. Same thing as me saying jerk on the leash and saying, come on, let's go. Heel. 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 Pearl, heel. Come here, girl. Come. Come on, heel. Come here. Good girl. Come here. Come. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. So what happened there is she just got a little confused. It's okay, girl. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. She got a little confused. She's like, you usually got a leash on me and you pulled. So this time what I'll do is I'll start and I'll give her a little jerk to start and I'll hit the button at the same time. That time I just hit the button. She wasn't ready for it. She's not that she's upset, just a little confused. Moved a little fast. Sit. Good girl. Watch this, little jerk. Heel. Good. And as I said heel, I hit the button at the same time. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Plenty of praise. Good job. You're the best, Pearl. Good girl. Good. So I'll set Pearl up for failure, right? So, oops. I was gonna set her up for failure if I get the stick laying on the driveway. So when I walk over this stick, her nose is probably gonna hit the ground. So I'm gonna jerk the leash and I'm gonna hit the button at the same time. She made a liar out of me. I didn't do a good job of keeping that stick on the driveway. Heel. Heel. Good girl. There was a leaf on the driveway. She looked at it and thought about going down to it and she didn't. She's like, that's not where my nose is supposed to be. Good girl. Heel. So anyways, in a nutshell, your collar is basically an extension of your leash. We can operate it from anywhere. Your dog has no negative correlation. If you do it right and you let us collar condition the dog, or you follow these steps, this little tip video, your dog will not get confused. They'll understand everything. Go slow. And the good thing about this is your dog doesn't know that you operate this. She has no correlation between this and that. You would never yell at your dog in a rude manner and then hit the button. Then they will correlate your rude voice, loud voice to the collar, and that's not what you want. This is the bad guy or the good guy. Good girl, Pearl. Good job. Good. And another good reason this works well is if you have some young kids and a dog like Pearl or other dogs that get excited, you can operate this collar from sitting in the window and watching the kids in the yard. And if a dog does an unwanted behavior, you don't have to say a word. You don't have to say no, start yelling, anything. It's a simple nick of the button, and if they don't listen, you just turn up the pressure a little bit and they'll stop. So we love the e-collar, and we love how easy it is on the dogs and how easy it makes our training. And it's easy to translate over that over to the owners as well. We work with the owners with the e-collar so they understand it. Their dog, by the time they come, the dog already understands it, so we make sure that everybody's on the same page. But just a little tutorial there on the e-collar, how we use it, why we use it, and how we collar condition our dogs and the importance of it. Good job, girl. Heel.